Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Jessica here at Kid Time, and I'm doing a follow-up video of what Miss Bree had sent to you on Monday about her space project. So I'm just adding to it. I'm going to read some stories. We'll sing some songs. And to start it off this morning, I'm going to say, good morning, rough dogs. Good morning, mom and dads. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to have you here. And I am glad to have you all here. And I hope you are all doing well and keeping busy. And Miss Jessica's keeping busy. And so I put a little lesson plan together. I'm going to start out with the book about space. And this one is Stars, Stars, Stars. And I need my glasses on. I don't know why I think I can read without my glasses. All right, here we go. Stars, stars, stars. I want to see planets and stars. Bright stars twinkling above big city lights. Distant planets glowing over black country nights. Constellations that take shape when I connect them with lines. Milky Way stars shiny 200 billion times. Is 200 billion times a lot? You're right, it's a lot. The sun that burns with golden light. Hot planet Mercury turning slowly in the night. Venus, the evening star, first planet to shine in the twilight sky. Blue-green Earth with the dusty moon orbiting by. Stormy Mars glowing red in the vastness of space. Giant planet Jupiter moving with grace. Saturn circles by rings and Uranus spinning on its side. Windy Neptune, tiny Pluto orbiting wide. Shooting stars streaking tails of sparkling light. The Big Dipper holding a scoop of night. Stars, stars, stars. I want to see planets and stars tonight. So let's do a quick little song. Are you ready? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So stars, boys and girls, everybody thinks that a star has these pointy ends. Well, they don't have pointy ends. They're shiny, and we all think that they have pointy ends, but they aren't. They're just rocks that shine billions of miles away from us. So if you see a shooting star, make a wish on it, because you just never know, it might come true. So let's talk a little bit more about the planets. So this says, meet the planets. The sun is a medium-sized star. All 9 of the planets in our solar system orbit the sun. The sun has been burning for 5 billion years. Wow, that is a lot. Then there is Mercury. The closest planet to the sun is only a little larger than the moon. Its surface is covered with tall mountains and deep craters. Does anybody know what a crater is? You're right, it's a great big hole. It's like a big scoop out of the earth. That is called a crater. Venus is a planet, but it is called the evening star because it is usually the first light we see shining in the evening sky. Earth, our home, is the only planet in our solar system that we know supports life. Now, we have never found any other life on all of these planets, but who knows? There's life out there probably somewhere. We just haven't traveled far enough to find it. Mars, the red planet, is about half the size of Earth. Mars looks red because it is covered with rust-colored soil. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It is so big that all of the other planets could fit inside of it. Saturn is not very dense and would float in water. So this planet, if there was water there and we put it in there, it would float because it's not very heavy. Dense means heavy. Let's see where. Oh, its rings are made of pieces of dust and ice, varying from as small as a pea to as large as a car. Uranus spins on its side. The narrow ring around Uranus is made of black ice. Neptune, the blue planet, has winds that blow up to 1,500 miles per hour. Its blue color is caused by methane in its atmosphere. Pluto, the smallest planet, is smaller than the moon. Pluto is also farthest from the sun, as far as 4.6 billion miles. So guys, let's count how many planets there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the sun is not a planet, it is a star. Okay, so now Miss Jessica wants to do a little project. I have a couple of them today. One of them, or both of them actually, we are going to use scissors. So, since we're using scissors, I'm going to remind you about scissor safety. So, when you're carrying the scissors, is it okay to carry them with the point up? No, you're right. It's never okay to carry scissors with the point up. You want to wrap your hand around the pointy part, and this is how you carry the scissors when you're walking. Okay, so that is the biggest safety. Now, the next safety part is, what do we cut with our scissors? Paper, you're right. We only cut paper. That is what you and I are cutting in our classroom, is just paper. It is not okay to cut your friends. It's not okay to cut your hair. You only use our scissors to cut paper. Now, I am going to do a project with you, and Mom and Dad, you guys can set this up so that you can do it with your children. It's not a very hard project, but it's really good scissor practice. So Miss Jessica got a long piece of paper. Mom and Dad, you could put 2 pieces of paper together to make it longer. And I put a few lines on here. Let's see. I'm going to get you guys closer so you can see better. Let's see if I could do this. Might be a little wobbly. Okay, so right here is a long line, and it has something coming out of it like they're going to blast off. And also, I have another squiggly line here, same thing, another squiggly line here. On the one in the middle, I put numbers down. You can put numbers along the squiggly and the pointy lines too, Mom and Dad, if you would like to. So this is what we're going to do. Just because we need to do some more scissor practice, I'm going to remind you, thumb goes in one hole and 2 fingers or 3 fingers, because your fingers are smaller than mine, go in the other hole. We open and close, open and close. Get a feel for those scissors before you start using them. But we only cut paper. So right now you're just doing it in the air. All right, so we're going to start and we're going to count as we cut. So you hold the paper and you start down at the bottom and you count as you cut. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Blast off. Did we cut it all the way through? Look, it's cut all the way through. And you can do it on the zigzag one. You can start that one too. You can just hold it and cut and count. 10, 9, 8. Now, look at this. Is it perfect? Is Miss Jessica's perfect? No, I'm not staying completely on the line, but I'm trying to follow it. And that's all I'm going to ask you to do is for scissor practice, just follow the lines the best you can. Nothing's perfect, and we know that. So, Mom and Dad, this is a really good scissor project for you to do. And it's also good for counting. So you can count from 1 down if you want, or you can do 10 and go up. It's up to you how you want to do it. But we do have to still work on our scissors because going off to kindergarten, we're going to use our scissors a lot to do a lot of cutting. All right, so that was the next project. Was that one. All right, so now I am also going to talk about a little bit about our planet again. So we talked about our planet and globe work the other day because it turned to spring, right? And so we tilted a little bit away from the sun. And now we're not going to tilt anymore. We're going to, well, we are. We're going to tilt just a little bit, but we're going to do it really slow. And I just wanted to remind you, what is inside the Earth so that we don't go up in space and meet all these planets? Because can we breathe up there? No, we can't breathe up in space. We need to stay down here on Earth. So what keeps us down on the ground? Gravity, that's right. Gravity is what keeps us down on the ground. It's a big magnet in the middle of the Earth that keeps us down on the ground because we cannot breathe up in space. We need space masks. So I thought to have an adventure, it might be fun for you guys to make your own space mask, and then you can have an adventure. So Miss Jessica got a paper plate. She cut out a hole in it so that you could see. And then I would think that I would go on an adventure. I could walk around the house with my space mask on. I can see meteors. I can see planets. I can see the stars. I can see spaceships. There's all kinds of things you can do with your space mask. So I'm going to show you how you can make your own space mask. All right, so Miss Jessica got a piece of paper plate, and I fold it in half. When I fold it in half, now I didn't put lines on mine, but Mom and Dad, you could put lines on your children so they could follow it if you'd like. And you could start cutting, but fold it in half, it's easier. Start cutting on the line. And then there's another line right here, and you're going to cut on that one with your scissors the best you can. And then you open it up. Ta-da! You have your own space mask. Now, you don't have to have a stick like Miss Jessica's if you don't have one. You can just walk around like this. Or you can find a stick just like Miss Jessica's and put it on like this. And then you can go around the house and you can have a space adventure. You can tell mom and dad a story with your space mask. You can just use your imagination and pretend to yourself. You can tell a story to your brothers or sisters, anybody that's home, even your dog or your cat or a snake, anything that you have at home. So that is another project that you can do with our space masks. Now, I'm going to not talk I am. I'm going to do a quick story again. And this one's a little longer. It is called Curious George and the Rocket. It's kind of little, so I'm going to try to get as close as I can. This is George, and he is a good little monkey, and he always is very curious. One day, George got an important letter. George's friend, the man with the yellow hat, helped him read it. George, he said, Professor Wiseman needs your help. He's built a rocket ship to travel into space. It is too small for a person to ride in, but it is just the right size for a clever monkey. Do you want to go into space, George? You will have to be very brave. George was glad to help. His friend took him to see the professor and the other scientists at once. They got the smallest size spacesuit for George and taught him all he needed to know for his flight. When everything was ready, a truck drove up with a special screen mounted on it to watch the flight. Everyone got on and they were off to the launching site. The great moment had come. George knew just what to do. He went aboard the spaceship and waved goodbye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! The ship rose faster and faster and higher until the scientists could no longer see it in the sky. But on the screen, they saw George clearly all the time. Now the moment had come for George to do what he had learned. Everyone watched the screen. George did not move. Would he bail out in time? Slowly he reached for the lever. The door opened at last. Out of the blue of an open parachute came floating down to earth was George. Hooray! George was on his way back home. The truck raced to the spot where he would land. What a welcome. Everyone was proud of George. He even got a medal. It said, to George, the first space monkey. The end. Now, boys and girls, what was Miss Jessica reading that was on the page that was telling the story? Yes, the words. The words are telling the story. When you learn to read, you are going to be reading these words, and you won't always have somebody needing to read to you. You're going to be able to read on your own. But until then, we will read you this story, but we will be using the words on the page to do that. Okay, so let's do a little practice. We're going to do practice with numbers today, but I just wanted to give Mom and Dad a little peek at some of the things you could do for your children to be tracing at home and practicing their alphabet. So this one is not dot to dot. This is solid, but it is in a blue color. So if Mom and Dad did it in a color on this page, then you can trace over all the letters with a different color and they can see where you have traced it. So I would probably use yellow on this one that is blue so that you could see where you have traced the letters and where Mom and Dad has written them. Another one, Mom and Dad, that you can do with letters and numbers is a dot to dot. So we have dotted numbers up to 13. Now really, we are just looking for them to practice up to 10. But if they want to go further and do up to 13, that's great. But Mom and Dad, you could make this paper yourself. Make some dot to dot on a piece of paper and have them trace it. It is really good practice for being able to trace, but also for holding their pencils and pens. We never tell them that they do it wrong, children, because remember Miss Jessica says nothing's perfect. But Mom and Dad, if you want to help them keep the grip down on a pencil or pen, you get a rubber band and wrap it around the bottom, and that will help them grip that bottom to keep their fingers down so it positions them to trace. Okay, so I would like you, while I am getting another marker, I would like you to go get a piece of paper and a marker or pen, anything you can write with, because today we're going to just do some numbers, and I'm going to put them up on the whiteboard just like I did the ABCs the other day, and you are going to copy them down the best you can. All right, so go get paper and pen, and I'm going to get mine too. I'll give you a minute. I want to make sure this one works really good before I start writing, because sometimes they don't work very good, which this one doesn't, so I need another one. Let's see, I thought I put one down here, but I guess I didn't. Let's see if I can find another one. Let's see. Ah, this one's better. Okay, so is everybody back? Are you ready to write a few letters? I'm going to move this over so you can see. Maybe move my camera too. All right. So let's start with the number 1. The number 1. All right. So this one isn't very hard. It's a line down. 1 line down. Let's try it again. Number 1 is a line down. Good. All right. What's the next number? Just yell it out. Number 2. That's right. So it is kind of like a candy cane with a line over. Got that? Kind of like a candy cane with a line over. So you never pick up your pen. You keep it down. Candy cane over. Number 2. I'm just going to go up to 5. So, okay. What's the next number? 3. Of course it is 3. You guys are so good. Okay, so we're going to go a hump and a hump. That is a number 3. A hump and a hump. Not too hard, huh? You just never pick up your pencil. Keep it down on the paper. Okay. Number 4. Yes, you're right. Number 4. So kind of like a long L with a line down. Down, over, line down. One more time. Down, over, line down. Good. All right. Now, last one. This one is not easy. So, we're going to take it really slow. We're going to go line down and like a little loop, kind of like a C. A line down and a little hook or a big hook and a line over. Let's try that again. A line down, a hook, and a line over. Ready? Line down, hook, and over. The 5 is kind of a hard one. It is. But you guys are doing a great job. Great job listening. Great job writing. Now, I wanted you guys to see a little something because I have been missing you so much. I don't know if you can see behind me. It's completely over here. And I'm going to turn my camera so you can see whose pictures are those. Those are you guys. I was missing you so much that I decided to put your class pictures up on the wall so I could see your lovely faces every morning when I come in. I know that it's hard being home and not being at school, and I know that you're so enjoying your parents, but pretty soon we'll be back together and I can take these pictures down and see your faces face to face. And I can't wait to do that. All right, so let's close this out very quickly with a calendar. I guess no one changed my star, so Miss Jessica's still the calendar person. Now, Miss Bree did it the other day, but she didn't pull a star. She should have pulled a star to see if it was her turn. So I'm going to move this over again. All right, and let's do the calendar. All right, so we all know that this month is still March. So let's spell it because it always helps for us to spell things. Ready? M-A-R-C-H. Spells? I can't hear you. Yes, it spells March. And the year is 2020. All right, so we're going to have to catch up again. And so we'll start with the number 1, and we'll see what number we're putting in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 was yesterday. And so I am going to put the 24 up. That was Tuesday. So Miss Bree was here on Monday and she put the 23. We weren't here yesterday, but it was the 24th. We were doing stuff at home. And today is Wednesday, the 20, what comes after 24? 25, that's right. And a 25 is a 2 and a 5. And I'm going to put it on Wednesday because today is Wednesday. All right, so I'm trying to think of what we haven't done, what calendar song we haven't done, and we haven't done this one. So you guys ready? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2. Thursday, Friday, go to school. Saturday, Sunday, we stay home. Monday, back to school we go. And I wish I could say that we would be back to school on Monday, but we won't. And that's okay. We'll keep on working on all of this. And next Monday, Miss Jessica is going to do another lesson. And we are going to do it about bugs and spiders. I'm going to see if I can get Spider Island up and running. We'll see if I can get it started. If I find a spider and I find a stick, I'll start Spider Island. You guys could do this at home too. I know spiders aren't popular with everybody, but I kind of like spiders, and Spider Island is so fun. If I get a chance, I'll put it up. So right now I thought I would read one more story. I did pull one out about the moon and the stars, and it is called Night Pirates. All right, here we go. Down, down, down the dark street they came, quiet as mice, stealthy as shadows. Up, up, up the dark, dark house they climb, stealthy as shadows, quiet as mice. Only the moon was watching when they arrived. Only the moon was watching when they left. only the moon, and one little boy. Tom was a nice little boy. Tom was a brave little boy. Tom was a little boy about to have an adventure. Who were the shadows as quiet as mice, stealing away with the front of Tom's house? Maybe monsters or trolls. Maybe ogres or gremlins. Maybe bandits or pirates. Pirates? Pirates. Rough, tough little girl pirates with their own pirate ship. A ship set for sailing, a ship off on an adventure, a ship stealing the front of Tom's house for a disguise. But what about Tom? Could he join the crew? What do you think, guys? Can he join the crew? Please let me aboard. Can I come too? And did the girl captain say, "Certainly not, you're only a boy"? Oh, no, not at all. Instead, she roared, "Welcome aboard." Then up went the sails and up went the flag. Then off sailed the rough, tough little girl pirates. The little girl pirates and their shipmate Tom. But where were they going? To an island where Captain Patch and his rough, tough, grown-up pirates were snoozing around their full treasure chest. Then Captain Patch saw something very strange, something very strange indeed. What could he see? A house sailing towards them, coming closer. "I've seen a house," Captain Patch declared. "We've all seen houses," said the pirates. "Who cares?" "Don't just lie there. Do something," Captain Patch roared. But the pirates went back to sleep and just snored, while the house sailed nearer and nearer until... Until... Miss Jessica lost a page. Just a minute. Oh, that happens sometimes. Out leaped the girl pirates. Out leaped Tom, and out leaped a fearsome roar. The pirates gasped, and the pirates googled, and the pirates all ran away. So Tom and the girl pirates sailed off with the treasure, while the rough, tough, grown-up pirates hid in the trees. Captain Patch stomped his feet and shouted his worst pirate curse. "If you don't give me back my treasure, I'll tell my mommy." But off they sailed, and all the way home. Down, down, down the dark, dark street they came, quiet as mice, stealthy as shadows. Up, up, up the dark, dark house they climbed, stealthy as shadows, quiet as mice. Only the moon was watching when they arrived. Only the moon was watching when they left. Only the moon and one little boy. Tom was a brave little boy. Tom was a sleepy little boy. Tom was a boy who had had an adventure, and no one would ever find out. Would they? That end. Okay, folks, so I am going to let you go back, maybe do some tracing, maybe do some counting. I hope that you are maybe painting, maybe you're outside looking at nature. Whatever you're doing, just stay safe, and I hope to see you all really, really soon. Sending my love to all of you, and talk to you on Monday with our new lessons about bugs and spiders.